You are capable of winning races, but you can't do it alone. It's time to elevate your game to the next level with RMR Driving Academy. Richard Murtaugh is the longest-running setup builder on iRacing with nearly a decade of experience. With a combined 13,000 rating across 2 accounts, Murtaugh has helped more than 20 drivers advance to the World of Outlaws Pro Series. Log on to rmrdrivingacademy.com or find them on Facebook and Instagram.
Monday. And that can mean only one thing on the Dirt Racing Network. Dirt Slingers Racing League Monday Night Thunder. Tonight, one show only. The Jess and Jim Steakhouse Big Block Modifieds. Spice it up in the USA Championship 75-lap feature for you tonight. The winner? Well, they're going to get a very special prize from our friends at Midwest Barbecue Equipment. A select set of barbecue rubs. I got a set over the weekend when I hauled my rear end all the way to Kansas City, Missouri to visit with everybody, meet all the sponsors. And Mark was good enough to give me a set to take home. I haven't had a chance to try them yet, but everyone that has raved about them. So we are confident that whoever picks this up is going to enjoy it. We do not have as big a field as we thought we would have for this, but we do not care. We're going racing anyway because the drivers took their time to show up here. They're going to get out here in just a few minutes. We are going to have something special here for you in about 45 seconds that we are going to do. We don't do this very often. In fact, this will be the first time for DSRL to do this, but we are going to have our invocation, our national anthem, and everything before the special event. I don't know about a Talladega winner. I do know that we had a Lime Rock winner in the house. I see him in here. For show. But right now, it is time to head trackside for tonight's invocation and national anthem. Pay attention at the end.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Big thank you to my friend Austin over at Oorah Flyovers. Gave us our own branding. Put my planes in there that I asked for. Beautiful invocation, national anthem, and flyover this evening for you. Gonna get things going. Resell. I'll see what I can do. Good evening to the Vinnies. Hello, Mr. Nichols. I see everybody in the chat. All the platforms covered. Hope everybody enjoys it. If you are over on any of those platforms, make sure that you say hi in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. If you got a favorite driver, shout them out. YouTube, Twitch, and Trovo, it's a subscribe button. This is just about that easy. You just got to click it. And on Facebook, like, share, and follow. We were hoping by the end of this practice session a couple more would straggle their way in here, but we are going to go with what we got. This is going to be a lot of fun. The biggest track we travel to every year, 0.6 of a mile. It is not super hot. It is 85 degrees. The track is about the same. The humidity is kind of high. The wind is blowing a little bit. So we are going to see. No qualifying. I thought I turned qualifying off with these guys, but I did not. Kind of glad that I didn't, honestly, because it's a lot more fun with the random draws. So heat number 1, going to line them up just like so. The 33, a former winner in the series, Ben Jolly, will start on the pole, and he'll have a newcomer to the series, and that very brightly colored number 305, that's Seth Wansing. Greg Keppel, the 38 car, row 2 to the inside with another rookie in the series, Connor Dudek. Not a rookie to iRacing, but a rookie in this series. He drives the 7 car, and he starts outside of row number 2. The 21, a former series champion in multi-time. Feature winner, Garrett Boyd, in row number 3 on the inside, and on his outside in the 110, that's the Cadillac man, Kevin Hanley. He also a multi-time feature winner in the series. And on the back, your current points leader and multi-time winner this season in the 82 car, Dalton DeWert. All right, the boys getting ready for 8-lap heats. Everybody's going to the feature. We're determining how you are going to start in tonight's 75-lap aim, a long marathon of a race for these guys. Good look at them rolling down the backstretch. They're going to go around one more time. And we'll get ready to get that pace truck out of the way on the next go around. Get everybody a chance to look at the track, figure out where the sticky stuff is at, show them where the start box is. And it will be time to go racing. We are missing a plethora of people. We're missing Dylan DeWert. We're missing Tom Ostendorf, Matt Westfall. We're missing a bunch of people. Nonetheless, the lights are off on that pace truck. It's time to go racing. First heat race of the evening. Spice up the USA 75 Championship. Round number 9 officially of the series, but this is a special event for the Jess and Jim Steakhouse Big Block Modifieds, and the green flag waves on heat number 1. Good start for Ben Jolly. Keppel will work alongside Wansing. Wansing got a little wide. He almost put himself in a 3-wide situation. He is 3-wide now. Dudek through the middle. Boyd rolls out, rolls right into a 3-wide on the back row back there. He's got Hanley up top, DeWert down bottom. There's 5 cars fighting for third right here. Dudek's got a handle on it for the moment. Here comes DeWert. Checks the car down a little. He got a good launch out of the bottom side of turn number 2. They'll go around 3 and 4 for the second time and head up the long front straightaway. And you can see bumps all over the pace. They come out of the corner. It is very bumpy, especially turn number 4. That will get more and more pronounced as the night goes on. All right, now the top 6 working it through there. Keppel's under fire. Here comes Dudek, and I thought Dudek was going to go for the slider, but the car hit the bumps on the inside of turn 1. Shot up the hill, and he had to get on the binders. Then Keppel finds the fence down the backstretch, and now both Dudek and DeWert are trying to work around him, and it looks like they're going to get it accomplished. Ben Jolly out in front on cruise control, 1 1/4 seconds. The battle's for the third spot right here. Keppel slides in line. He'll get in behind DeWert. Boyd now on the attack. Loses ground out of turn number 4, so he'll have to regroup, and he's going to have about 2.5 laps to get something done. Hanley back in 6th. Wansing little off the pace, but I think he'll figure it out as we start to get toward feature time here. 2 to go this time by for Ben Jolly. Dudek is still second. DeWert still in the third spot. And Keppel hanging on to fourth. Boyd trying to close that gap, just cannot make any headway. White flag, this time by one more lap in heat number one. Yeah, we're missing you, Scotty T. Final time through 3 and 4 for heat number one, and Ben Jolly yards the field a second and a half over Dudek in second. Dalton DeWert from worst to third. Keppel fourth. Boyd, Hanley, and Wansing. Rounding out the heat one field. So we have another heat to go. We'll show you what the starting lineup looks like. It'll be the 52 of Chris Haddon on pole next to the 02 of Patrick Cobb. Giovanni Mungan, who was quickest in the practice session. 141 car starts inside of row number 2 next to the 73 of Larry Moody. Moody, a former feature winner in the series, won a couple of seasons ago over at Knoxville. Then Adam Vinny, a longtime staple in the series in the 11, inside row number 3 next to a former feature winner. And Jacob Schmutz in the 1J. Trading Paints is giving us a fit tonight. It's not loading all the cars, so you're not seeing some of the fancy paints that are on these cars. But we told the boys, we don't really care what you look like. Most of you got a face for radio anyway. Go ahead, jump in the car. Let's go ahead and run this thing off. I mean, as long as the car's got the right number on it, right? Hey, Jane, did I not see you over on Facebook, Jane? Or I meant YouTube. You were on YouTube a little while ago. I swear I saw your name scroll through on the YouTube deal. All right, we're going to get them green this time. Last heat race. Next week, guys, it is sprint car night at DSRL. King of the Wing. 360s will go off in the early time slot, the 8 Eastern time slot, and they will immediately be followed by the 410 Outlaws. Both races, points races for both series, but they will combine on that single night, the 31st, and we will crown the 2025 Dirt Slingers Racing League King of the Wing. Kind of nice piece of hardware for them, too. Pace truck's out of the way. Haddon. Oh, a little bit of a wonky start. Mungan almost got into the left rear corner. We almost had a parking lot before we actually got to the start-finish line there. Out of 2, Haddon's got the lead. Cobb with a good run, just nowhere to go with it. Mungan third. Moody is fourth. Then Vinny on the inside has fifth. Now we're 3 wide for the lead at the front. Cobb dropped to the bottom. Mungan went even lower. Still no change at the front. Patrick Cobb trying to clear the 52. And Haddon giving him all he wants right there. Now, Cobb will clear. Haddon got in a little deep, had to set the car. He got a good run out of the corner, but he's not going to be able to do much with it. Mungan down to the inside. Haddon got out of shape. He's going to hang on to a little contact, but he's going to go from second to about fifth. Mungan to second, Moody to third. Schmutz now up to the 4th spot. Haddon slides in front of Vinny in 5th. Patrick Cobb and Giovanni Mungan out front. The SSR teammates holding down heat number 2 right now. Little blink out of the 52 car. I think he'll be back. He'll be okay. Spread out. Single file racing in this one. No real battles going on. 3 to go for Patrick Cobb. I thought so. I know I'm getting old. Sometimes I think I'm going crazy, but I was pretty sure that's where I saw your name. So 2 to go this time out of turn number 4, and Mungan is slowly reeling in Cobb. I just think he's going to run out of laps before he can make up that real estate. Moody's still 3rd. Schmutz is still 4th, but hadn't got close and had to brake a little bit there before he ran into the back of the one car. Here comes Mungan on the prowl. He's going to show him the nose. Cobb got a good run out of 4. He'll get to the white flag first. Who will get back to the checkers first? Probably the question we should be asking. Looked like it's going to be Cobb. He used the middle, and he pulled away by about 2 more car lengths. Out of 4 to the checkered flag. Cobb is going to win Heat 2. Mungan 2nd. Moody 3rd. Schmutz in 4th. Haddon and Vinny. So heat racing action in the books. These guys will have a warm-up session. We'll get a couple of drivers. Try to talk to 1 or 2 of them anyway. See what we can get from them. They're going to have about 7 minutes. I don't know. They should get it all. They really need to work this track a little bit and open it up for some good 2-lane racing. Great couple. You got a copy.
Yo.
All right, my man. 75 laps for this feature. You are out there for your heat race. Look like the track's still kind of heavy. What are you expecting to see after this warm-up session? And then for 75 laps in the feature, how much you think the track's going to change?
Well, the track's going to widen way out. You'll see the slider line dominate here for a little bit. And then you'll see cut down lines come in and the bottom come in towards the end of the race here. So it'll get racy.
It looks like we got some bumpy. Looks like we got some bumps working into turns 1 and 2, and then especially that big one on the exit of 4. Do you expect those to get a little worse as the night goes on?
Oh yeah, that bump heading in turns 1 and 2 there. If you don't hit it right, it's gonna wash your front end out. It's gonna give some guys some problems tonight for sure.
All right, man. Well, sounds like you got a pretty good expectation of what's going to happen. 38 car going to go to the front then?
I hope, if I can keep it out of the wall, not like my heat race.
All right, my man. Well, we appreciate you chatting with us. Good luck. Go get you some extra laps in out there.
Yeah, appreciate it.
That is Greg Keppel. He drives the 38 car. Watching the guys go by right there. Kevin Hanley in the 110. Quickest at the moment. And they'll give these guys as much time as they want out there to try to work this track in. Yeah, I don't know what he's got. The People's Champ. Come on, you guys are getting carried away with that stuff. Tiny Dancer's a big fan. There's your current points leader right there in the 82 car. I expect to see him do something here. He's going to start about row number 3 on the inside. 75 laps of this thing. Where is Adam's on the track? He probably can't hear me anyway. Cruising around here. Loves them green wheels on them cars. I know that. Adam Vinny got a copy. Adam Vinny.
Yes, sir. I got you.
All right, man. Rare appearance here on Monday Night Thunder in the big blocks, but big, long, spread out racetrack. A lot of laps. What are you thinking tonight?
It should be a good race. I can't remember last time I ran these. This is, like you said, long straightaways, big sweep and flat turns. Awesome track. We'll see what we can do here. And I know going up against a lot of fast guys, but got to conserve some fuel, conserve those tires, and hopefully we'll be up front and be talking to you at the end of the evening.
Yeah, that was the one thing that I wanted to ask you about, the tires. I mean, the fuel will barely make it if you ran it, flat out the whole time, but I don't think guys are going to be able to do that. But saving tires for 75 laps on these cars, they're heavy. They like to spin the tires, especially when they get in the slick. What are you going to have to do to make sure you've got something for the last 15, 20 laps?
Be very, 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 and I emphasize very, easy with the throttle. Just try not to spin the tires too much, getting out of the corner, through the corner, down the straightaway. Just easy with the throttle. Conserve fuel, conserve the tires, and make a late charge at them, hopefully.
Well, I hope everyone understands he is going to be heavy on the very tonight for sure. Adam, good luck out there, my friend. We'll hopefully get a chance to talk to you later.
I appreciate it, buddy. Everybody enjoy the race. It's going to be fun.
That's the driver of the 11 car, Adam Vinny. Big, along, we are probably going to see some guys start taking it easy from the very start. And we may see some guys that decide they want to go hard early, try to make up some track position, and then settle in. Multiple trains of thought, I am sure, on how to approach this. There's Greg Keppel right there in that 38 car. He and Chris Haddon maybe trying to do a little pacing with each other, just trying to figure out what that pace is going to look like. About 30 seconds, we'll get ready to fire these boys off. 75 green flag laps. Longest race of the season, right here, on the longest track. That flyover was awesome, and I couldn't be more excited that you remembered what plane I wanted in there, Austin. Thank you very much for that, sir. All right, it is feature time for the Dirt Slingers Racing League Monday Night Thunder Jess and Jim Steakhouse Big Block Modified Series. Spice up the USA Championship tonight. Winner going to take home that special spice pack. Midwest Barbecue Equipment is going to ship that out to them. So let's get ready. Start dropping cars out on the grid. We'll run down tonight's starting lineup. On the pole in the 33 is going to be Ben Jolly. He won last week. And he'll have the 02 of Patrick Cobb next to him. Connor Dudek in the 7, row 2 to the inside, next to the 141 of Giovanni Mungan. Then the 82 of Dalton DeWert inside row 3, and Larry Moody in the 73 is going to be on his outside. Greg Keppel, 38 car. He's got inside of row number 4 starting position next to Jacob Smuts in the 1J. Your 5th row, well, that's another former series champion, multi-time feature winner, Garrett Boyd, the 21, next to the 52 of Chris Haddon. Haddon in his first season here with the Monday Night Thunder Bunch. The 110 of Kevin Hanley, the Cadillac man. A row 6 inside, and he's got the Lumber Dude Limousine in the 11, Adam Vinny on the outside of that row with him. And on the back, Outback Jack, Seth Wanson in the 305. So 13 cars is all that showed up for tonight. We don't care. We're going to run them. We're still waiting on a couple of guys to get out on the track. All right, we're still waiting on a couple. They delayed the start, or they delayed the roll-off, I guess. Excuse me. Driver having technical difficulties, and they're giving him just a moment to try to make it back. He was in the server to begin with, got disconnected. It looks like he might be back now. Yep, there he is. He just popped in back there in the 5th row. And now we'll wait for Mr. Moody. There we go. There are all of our starters tonight. 75 laps on the board. Winner gets that 4-pack of spices from Midwest Barbecue Equipment. I don't know if Mark and them are watching, but shout out to Mr. Wansing. His hospitality was fantastic on Saturday. And a big shout out to our title sponsor, because Mike and Debbie at Jess and Jim's Steakhouse took great care of us all weekend long. We ate there Friday and Saturday night, and the food was exemplary. The service was absolutely perfect. And we had a fantastic time. No open reds for the 118 car. That can't happen. Good luck back through the field. Giovanni Mungan. Waiting on him. There he is. He's back on the starting grid. Well, we should get ready to roll off here. Any moment. Well, you never know, Scott. A little smaller field, bigger track. You might make all 75. Quick reminder, tomorrow night, ERA, Wednesday night, Midwest Truck Series back in action. We probably will not be back on the air again until next Monday night. And next Monday night, it's another special event. No big block modifieds, all sprint cars next Monday night. King of the Wing. 360 Wing Sprinters, 8 Eastern. Lima Land Motorsports Park. Then we'll turn right around on the same track and put the big boys into action. Put the 410 Wing Sprinters out there. We'll combine the points for both shows. Crown ourselves the 2025 DSRL King of the Wing. And both of those shows will be individual points for the Midwest Barbecue 360 Wing Sprint Cars and the Rock and K Logistics 410 Outlaws. Drivers rolling off. Take them around a couple of times. They've got plenty of engine heat, but we want to make sure that everything with the track looks good. It looks like that top line is still a little heavy. Might be a little loose. So we'll see how fast these guys can make their way to ripping the lip here. A lot of guys are probably going to stay close to the bottom for a little while here. Conserve that fuel. Keep your foot off of it. It says that it can do 78 laps on a full tank of fuel. Now, 78 laps is probably measured right around the bottom. And it is probably measured at full throttle, so we're hoping they can get to 75. But fuel mileage, fuel conservation, tire conservation is going to be the key. You're going to have to save that right rear. For a driver with a heavy foot, that's going to be a challenge, so we will see. The lights are off on our pace truck. It is time to bring the thunder. Yeah, it is. Well, trading paints ain't quite working right, so we're having to do his default paint here tonight, Beards. So, Beards talking about the 11 car over on the YouTube chat. Time for the loud pedal. Green flag in the air. Jolly to the point. Connor Dudek slides into second. It was a side-by-side battle momentarily for third, but now Patrick Cobb has the 0-2 firmly into that spot. Mungan into fourth. DeWert and Moody battling side-by-side for the fifth spot. Moody's going to have a good run on the exit. He'll pull right back behind as DeWert launched up off the corner. Now we're side-by-side for second. Everything's happening very quickly. Jolly out front. Cobb trying to work around Dudek. Dudek up off the bottom. Into the middle of the track into 1 and 2. Doesn't stay locked in right against the grass. Now takes the left front and shoots it down there. Mungan trailing his teammate Cobb, looking for a spot. Now Jolly slides up wide. Got the right rear in the fluff. That's going to bring everybody right back to him, and it is a mad scramble for that second spot. 3 wide almost, getting out of turn number 2. Cobb will hang on. Dudek stays in third. Giovanni Mungan slides back to the 4th spot, but 5th now. Solidly the 82 of DeWert. Here comes Greg Keppel on the high side trying to pass Larry Moody. That's going to be for 6th spot. Keppel, one of the guys I thought might try to go a little hard early, and then he'll settle down towards the middle, and he'll go really hard again at the end of this thing. But he wants to make up track position. Boyd and Hanley now starting to do a little battle right here inside the top 10. As they run 8th and 9th. Haddon, Vinny, Wansing, Jacob Schmutz already out of this one. He didn't even complete a lap. Oh, contact! Larry Moody got all up into the back end of the 38 car. And I don't know if Keppel maybe drug the fence getting out of turn 2. But Moody right into the back end of. And now Dudek slides back 2 spots. Cobb and Mungan both got around him during the last lap. So Cobb is up to 2nd, Mungan 3rd, Dudek is 4th. Mungan not cutting his teammate any slack. He is putting the nose right there. Damn. Ben Jolly still out front. Lap times are very consistent right now. 22.9s, 22.92, 22.75 the fastest. That was Dalton DeWert. Hello, Cody and Chloe. Good to see you in the chat. I saw your driving pictures the other day. Did you just feel like going for a road trip, sir? All right, we are working on 20%. Jacob Schmutz pulled off. Jacob is a volunteer firefighter, and apparently he has a call he's got to go to. So I know when I drove through Kansas this past weekend, it smelled like the whole state was on fire. There wasn't 2 minutes of that drive that I didn't smell something charred. So hopefully he's going to go and get that extinguished quick and get back. Giovanni Mungan with a shot into 3. Halfway up the hill. Does he have second away from Cobb? Not quite. Well, he took a chance and drove it in there. Oh, drives it in hard over the bump. Well, I'll tell you what, that car stayed hooked up right there. He hit that big bump on the bottom of turn number 1. Now they're rubbing. They're grinding. Dudek will go by. DeWert is going to go by. Mungan got the right front up against the left rear on Cobb's car. Slowed them both down. And now Greg Keppel, the other SSR teammate, is going to get himself in the mix, and he's going to work the high side trying to get around Mungan. Get our drone cam and watch. This is the top 6 cars right here. Next time by, we will be at the 20% mark. We will be 1/5 of the way through this thing. And Greg Keppel, easing to the outside, just not quite enough run to clear DeWert right there. Dudek's going to go for the lead, it looks like. Off the bottom, Jolly should have enough momentum to hang on to it for at least one more lap. Slider from Dudek. He's got the top side now, but Jolly with a big run off the bottom. He'll clear him. He should be able to get his line back getting into 3 and 4. Patrick Cobb still hanging on in third. It is a scramble behind 2 wide, 2 deep. Keppel and DeWert were side by side. Mungan and Moody were side by side. Now it's Mungan and DeWert side by side as Keppel clears. Oh, Kevin Hanley with a shot into the back end of Larry Moody's car, and it shoved him all the way out to the fence. I think he's okay. It looks like he's going to continue. He'll just fall back to 9th. Only lost 1 spot in that shuffle. Larry Moody. Working on Dalton DeWert right now. And I'll tell you what, this group, this is your top 8 cars right here. Back to Garrett Boyd. And they are all over one another. Those bumps getting into turn 1 are just starting to get bigger and longer. And the cars just look like they're going through there, bouncing across the waves. I did, sir. I had a good birthday. We traveled to Kansas City, got to meet a bunch of our sponsors. I got to take some race car parts to a driver that I sponsor, and he was pretty excited. Very young man. We took all of it off of Dad's car. We're putting it all on the kid's car now. So we hope Jax is going to have a bright future in racing. He's ready for it. Tell you what, Greg Keppel, I told you guys I thought he might try to go kind of hard at the beginning of this thing and then settle in the middle and maybe go hard again at the end. I think he is just going to go till he's at the front and then see what happens, because he's after Ben Jolly like nobody has been all night long. Little cut through the grass. Man, that car took that well. Usually the car just starts bouncing and floundering everywhere, and Keppel's car just absorbed it and kept going. He didn't complete the pass, but he's not upside down in turn number 2 like a lot of guys would have been. Look at that top 7 guys right there. Make it 8 because Boyd is still right in the middle of that. Jolly, Keppel, Cobb, Dudek, Mungan, DeWert, Moody, and Boyd the top 8. Kevin Hanley making up ground. We have yet to have a caution, and we are almost a third of the way through this thing. Jolly knows he's there. Keppel has shown him the front of that car in that left side window 2 or 3 times now. go on board with Patrick Cobb. Boy, you can just see and hear the car is just bouncing. It does not stop bouncing for a long time. Tell you what, Connor Dudek's got company. He's got Giovanni Mungan up on the outside, but they are all right on top of each other. Top 5. Now the top 2 break away, and 3rd, 4th, and 5th stay in a little cluster. We crossed over the 1/3 mark. We're going to complete 26 right here. Greg Keppel goes to the point. He's going to lead for the first time. Took 26 circuits before somebody besides Ben Jolly had the point. And now Dudek working alongside Cobb, trying to get 3rd. Jolly's right there. He may end up 2nd if he can get the right launch out of turn number 2. Here comes Larry Moody with a big dive into turns 3 and 4. He's going to work on Mungan now. Now he's going to work on DeWert. There were 3 wide as Dudek got around Jolly. Jolly got to the top side of Cobb. Oh, car squeezed into the wall. That may break the 141. We may see a caution. Maybe not. It looked like the suspension was all over the place, but Mungan is going to fall to 8th. Everybody got by, so we'll shuffle the order a little bit. Keppel, Dudek, Jolly, then Cobb, Moody, Dalton, DeWert. Now DeWert makes a run, tries to get 5th back from Larry Moody. Boyd is 7th, Mungan is 8th, and that car looks like it's okay. No worse for the wear, but Kevin Hanley has reeled him in. Then Adam Vinny, Seth Wansing a ways back, and Haddon just now getting into turn 3, and Keppel and company coming out of turn number 2. All the boys have been jealous since we gave our champion the prize last season, and he raved about how good all that meat was. He got 4 16-ounce ribeyes from Jess and Jim's Steakhouse, shipped direct to him, and he said they were fantastic. So everybody's wanting anything that the sponsors are giving away because they know that they're getting good stuff. I'll tell you what, the top 2 now have started to break away from 3rd place Ben Jolly. That gap is growing. It's out to a 2.5 seconds now. Here comes Cobb. Cobb going to work right through the middle. We're just a handful of laps away from halfway already in this thing. Dalton DeWert looking to the inside of Ben Jolly. DeWert 2.3 seconds off the lead right now, but there is a lot of race left. Still 40 laps to go. Almost had him stacked 3 wide at the exit of turn number 4. We may have him 3 wide through 1 and 2, but DeWert throws the 2-for-1 slider. Can he hang on to it? Give him both spots. Move DeWert to 3rd, Cobb back to 4th. And now Jolly's trying to go 2-for-1. Not quite enough room as DeWert had the center of the lane covered right there. I don't know if I can afford to buy a dozen eggs right now, Bill. That would be a hell of a prize, though, wouldn't it? Keppel and Dudek breaking away, and Dudek's going to go for the lead. Down in 3 and 4, they're coming up on lap traffic, and Connor Dudek all over Greg Keppel right now, gets into 1 and 2. Didn't quite have enough, but Keppel Little squirrely on the exit. Now Dudek trying to go up the hill and close the door. He didn't take it all the way to the top shelf. But he's got the lead. Our third leader of the night comes to start lap number 38. So Keppel led for about 11 laps. And now Dudek is asserting himself. Dalton DeWert got third. He has barely closed in on these guys. He's only picked up about 3/10 in about the last 8 laps. Jolly's still fourth. Cobb is fifth. Moody is sixth. Boyd seventh. Mungan eighth. Vinny ninth. Hanley starting to fade a little bit. He's back to 10th. Wansing, well, he's right in front of the leaders in 11th. And Chris Haddon, well, he's in the clutches of the leaders. He's about to go a lap down here as the top two working past him up the front stretch. I'll tell you, Greg Keppel not letting Dudek get away, and he got down into one that time, and just a little brush on that left rear corner. Oh, our first caution of the evening right after he got lapped. He held on for so long. Oh, he picked a bad place to stop. That's what it was. So, no harm, no foul. Kevin Hanley's going to go to the service of his crew, see if they can do something about the front end. I'm sure that that car has some damage as hard as he licked that outside wall in turn 3 earlier. So let's set the lineup. Dudek, Keppel, DeWert, Jolly, Cobb are the top 5. Moody, Boyd, Mungan, Vinny, Wansing. The top 10, Kevin Hanley 11th. And then both Haddon and Schmutz have exited. We've completed 40. We're going to be starting lap number 41 when we go to green. First caution, past halfway. Most of these drivers probably thankful that they're going to get a little bit of a break, get to stretch the hands, get to wiggle the toes a little bit. Take a deep breath. Maybe blink their eyes a couple of times. Just get a complete reset. Now, a couple of guys that may have broken their rhythm and they may not be very pleased about having a caution, but I just feel like we haven't seen everything out of the 82 car yet. I think Dalton's trying to manage that thing, and so the last 10, 15 laps, he can actually make a big charge and try to go get these guys. I think the same thing's happening back at the 21. I think he is being very specific about how he's running this race. So we're going to have 35 more laps, which would just barely be less than a regular feature for these guys. Any normal night, they run 40. Today, well, today, we put them through the test. So we get ready to head back to green flag racing. Dudek's going to hang on to it. He tried to squeeze the door closed on DeWert. On DeWert. DeWert was able to keep the car facing forward. No harm, no foul for anybody, but he's going after Keppel, and Keppel started to bring that 38 car higher and higher on the speedway. Down in both ends of the track. Now DeWert clears. Move him to second. Ben Jolly trying to make a run late. Mindy Lee in the chat. Why do you need headphones, Mindy? So you can hear or so you don't have to hear? Something amiss on the 11 car right now. He's falling way back off the pace. Dudek away from DeWert. Keppel still in a battle for third with Jolly. Cobb is right there. What happened to Larry Moody? I want to go back because something happened to the 73 car. Oh, he got it into the fence. Oh, and then, he and Adam got together right there. Since they're at the back, you're not going to get. Now we've got all kinds of action towards the front. Here we go. All right, let's rewind. Let's go find out what happened. Jolly and Keppel side by side. Jolly, he got in. He tapped the left rear of the 82. Got himself out of shape and collected Keppel. Collected Cobb. Everybody's going to be able to continue, but we're going to slow things down again. You can see the bumper on Keppel's car pushed in the middle in the back. Let's go see if Mr. Cobb is just having a problem or if he might be finished. I don't hear the engine running on that car. So we'll see what happens there. That's Mr. Cobb's car. Bunch of guys on pit road trying to get some damage fixed. Still Dudek, then DeWert, then Keppel. Boyd is now up to fourth. Hanley is fifth, and Jolly in the sixth spot. We're waiting for drivers to make their way back out onto the racing surface. See who is going to be able to continue. Patrick Cobb still sitting there. Mungan still sitting there. Vinny, Moody. We know Haddon and Schmutz are out. We're hoping for returns from the rest of these guys. We're going to double them up. There comes Patrick Cobb rolling back out. And it looks like Adam Vinny is going to bring the 11 back out. So is the 141 of Giovanni Mungan. They're going to have to catch the field. They're going to get here kind of late. The only car that isn't returning at the moment is going to be the 73 of Larry Moody. Pace truck getting out of the way. Dudek and DeWert bringing us back to it. Green flags in the air. I said something a little while ago about the 82 maybe not having shown his hand and the 21. I think it's time for them to show their hand now. I think they're getting ready to get pretty racy around here. 21 way wide right there. He is trying to work on the 38 of Keppel. Battle is for the lead. Dudek. Crossover from DeWert. He went in low. He came out high. DeWert did the opposite. They're going to drag race down our backstretch for us. Into 3 and 4, and DeWert goes for the long, low slider. Takes it all the way to the top. And at the line, our fourth new leader of the evening. Jolly held it down for 26 laps. And the last 21 laps were on our third leader. So Dalton DeWert out front. Connor Dudek, Ben Jolly, Greg Keppel. Then it's a stack up between Boyd, Hanley, and Cobb. Mungan is still in the mix. Wansing and Vinny are back here mixing it up. Top 10 cars. All within spitting distance of one another. Dust starting to rise up from the back of the cars. It's getting a little dry out there. We're going to have a good last 25 laps. DeWert throttled it up to the center of the corner, and the car responded exactly like he needed it to. Kevin Hanley with the slider on Cobb. Is he going to be able to complete it? Doesn't look like it. They'll stay side by side back here for 6th and 7th. Now Cobb gets the best of that battle. 25 to go this time by. DeWert now starting to stretch it out. With the top two breaking away from the battle for third. Jolly, Keppel, and Boyd are all right there in it. Greg Keppel made a run from, I want to say about 7th. He went to the lead, gave that up, and has fallen all the way back into the 4th spot now. He is riding right there, but Dalton DeWert, he's looking for another win in the series. Opened it up to 9/10 of a second over Connor Dudek. Ben Jolly is running that slider line. He's hanging on to third, and he's got about 4/10 of a second. Make it 9/10 of a second, I'm sorry, over Greg Keppel. Not as tight a pack as it was a little while ago. Gap starting to open up. DeWert's starting to let it eat a little bit. I thought for about the first 40 or so laps, he had kind of been conservative, just staying in touch with everybody, not trying to go too hard. He is starting to open things up. He has gapped it out to about 1.5 seconds now over Dudek. Dudek is hanging on pretty good, but Jolly's making a nice run at him for second. Greg Keppel just not staying with the pack like he was earlier. Boyd is trying to run him down. Cobb is right behind that. Cobb came off pit road a little while ago, and whatever they did to the car seems to be working because he's able to hang on to a solid 6th spot right here. Dalton DeWert. Now the battle's going to be for second because Jolly pulled right alongside of Dudek there. He showed him the nose again. Now Dudek clears out 2 or 3, and there goes Jolly with a big power move. But that car got out of shape getting across that bump, but he is right there. Now with the slider up the hill. Jolly takes over second. Dudek fighting back. In low, and he pushed him down on that bump. That could have been disastrous for both drivers. You got to be careful where you force somebody to go down there in turn 1 because there's a huge bump down there. And we saw Jolly's car didn't take it very well. He went right up the track. Dudek's car took it a whole lot better. So DeWert, 2.6 seconds ahead of Ben Jolly. Jolly, well, a couple of car lengths over Connor Dudek. Dudek's got about a 1.5 seconds on Greg Keppel. Garrett Boyd in the 5th spot right behind that. And then Patrick Cobb a little ways behind him. Mungan is up to 7th. Just got around Hanley a couple of laps ago. Hanley is 8th. Vinny In that 9th spot, Seth Wansing a ways back, but still in top 10 and still on the lead lap. We're winding them down 61 a lap, 62 laps. We're starting lap number 62 right here. Only a couple of cautions. They came right around halfway, a little bit after. DeWert took the lead after the last restart, and he is starting to drive out. Caution coming out. Garrett Boyd, the 21 car, is going to have issues. Oh, he didn't know where Greg Keppel was, and he stayed off the throttle right there. Just spun it out, nosed it into the inside wall. He'll be able to continue. He's just going to have to drop all the way to the back. So with about 11 laps remaining, we're going to get a restart. Everybody's going to be bunched up. Now it'll get interesting. But it'll be DeWert, Jolly, Dudek, Keppel, and Cobb in the top 5. Mungan, Vinny, Wansing, Boyd. And I don't know if Kevin Hanley's coming back out or not, but he did drive that car to the pits. And I would imagine he's trying to get something else fixed. Might still be handling a little rough for him. But with an 11-lap sprint to the finish, what does Dalton DeWert have left? What does Ben Jolly have in it? Does Connor Dudek have a little left? And does Greg Keppel have anything? He should be better now, Mindy. He's kind of back in this. You think he went in to go try to get some damage fixed? There comes Kevin Hanley back onto the racetrack. Camera angle changed a little bit. I'll try to watch and see. Here he should come by right here. It looks like the right front might be towed out on that car just a little bit. And that may be why Hanley's car isn't handling so good. But Wansing rolling out in front of the field. He'll go around, try to catch up. I think Vinny will wait, let him go by, get all the damage repair he can get done, and then he'll roll back out here momentarily, and he'll just rejoin the back of this thing. He'll only restart 10th, so he's still got a shot. Anything weird happens up front. Doubled up, we're ready to get back after it. 11 laps remaining. Spice up the USA Championship. Monday Night Thunder for the Dirt Slingers Racing League. Jess and Jim Steakhouse, Big Block Modifieds, trying to wrap up the longest race of the season. DeWert, Jolly ready to get back after it. DeWert jumps on the throttle early. Good, clean restart from everybody. Now the battle will be for second. Dudek was in low, moved Jolly up the hill, but Jolly got a big run, and he'll take second back away. Keppel is still right there. Ten laps remaining. Dudek. In and up, Jolly. Right to the fence. He got on the throttle, and he's able to eke ahead by about a car length. Dudek got a great run off the bottom side of turn number 2. He's going to get right back alongside. This battle not over. Meanwhile, DeWert really not getting away from these guys. Side by side. This is the best racing on the track right here. These two. Ben Jolly, Connor Dudek for second and third. They are staying in close proximity, almost touching. Getting around the Speedway. Jolly clear by a car length. He'll go to the bottom. Dudek will swipe it around the top. Didn't quite work out the way he planned. He got the car way out of shape, and he let a gap get open between himself and Ben Jolly. Giovanni Mungan now around Greg Keppel up to 4th. 8 laps to go. He's got to make up 1.6 seconds if he's going to challenge for the win. DeWert got the 82 rolling. Gap is staying at 0.45 seconds. Ben Jolly may have a little something left here. It's going to be about these top 2 if they get close to one another. And it's going to be the wave lap this time. Wave lap coming up out of turn 4, 5 laps remaining. Starter waving all 5 fingers at the drivers as they roll by. Mungan, Keppel, and Cobb. All 3 are right there together. 4th, 5th, and 6th. Four to go. Now the gap's starting to open up. Jolly's starting to fade back just a little bit. It's 0.8 of a second. Dalton DeWert started 5th. Patient, prudent. Kept the car right there in the top 5, 6 all night long. Made a charge around lap 45 to get to the front. He has not been challenged since he got there, and he is going to come around this time and get the 2 to go signal. The popsicle sticks from the starter showing 2 laps remaining. Going for win number 4 on the season. Might be win number 5. I may have miscalculated that. He is far and away your points leader at the moment in the series. And he's showing you why right here. White flag coming out this time. Final time down the backstretch of USA Speedway. Into 3 and 4. He won the season opener in his rookie start. He's going to win the longest race of the season. He's going to take home all the big prizes. Dalton DeWert, 75 laps later, wins. Jolly second. Dudek was third. Mungan and Cobb 4 and 5. Whew. That was a long one, but it was a good one. Keppel was 6th, Boyd 7th, Hanley 8th, Vinny was 9th, Seth Wansing in the 10th spot, Moody, Haddon, and Schmutz rounded things out. And Jacob Schmutz had to leave so early, didn't really even get a good chance to run this. Yeah, we don't like any of these. The one we should like the most is the one we dislike the most. But we'll get ready to talk to our top 3. There comes Connor Dudek. There is Dalton DeWert. And we'll wait for Ben Jolly in just a moment. But let's grab the driver that finished in 3rd. I think this is his rookie campaign here in the Big Block Modified Series. Connor Dudek, you put a challenge out there, just going to come up a little bit short at the end of this.
Yeah, 75 lap race. I think I went and used some of my stuff up too early racing with Craig there. We had a real good battle, and then when that caution came out, I don't think I really needed it because I was, I think, at least over a second ahead when the yellow came out. So when that caution came out, it put me back with the Wolves, and Dalton was really coming from the back of the pack. He was super fast.
Knowing you got 75 laps, and I asked a couple of guys before, the mindset going in here, I mean, do you want to go a little hard early, try to get some positions, give yourself, some racing room, and then kind of settle in, and then maybe go hard at the very end of this, or did you want to just save, and try to be there for the last 20?
Well, for the first 30 or 40 at least, I was trying to run a little more bottom and try to save fuel because we were a little bit tight, and I just went and checked. I had 1.1 laps left, so I don't think I would have been able. If I went a little harder at the start, I might have not have made it here to the end.
Well, that's the other thing. That fuel, you were cutting it tight, so you got to watch all those things. And I got to ask you, because we were watching, and we got some really good camera angles here. It didn't look like your car had very many chances to get completely settled and just be still for any one moment on the track. You guys were bouncing all over. This thing looked like it got a little rough out here tonight.
Yeah, for sure, especially as the race went on down the backstretch. I just could not get that thing to stay still on the backstretch. That was bouncing all around. I think I was losing some speed down there, but that was a super fun race with all of us top 5, top 6. We were all dicing it up early on, and it was really clean racing. Everybody was driving really hard.
Well, a chance to come in and run with these guys on one of the big shows, is that going to entice you to come run with them on their regular weekly stuff now?
Oh, for sure. I've been having a lot of fun running the modifieds over with the School of Sim Racing, and I've just been looking around for more. And I haven't ran a DSRL race in a long time, but I'm glad I came out tonight, and I'm looking forward to running some more in the future.
All right, man. Well, give me some shout-outs and some thank yous, and we'll let you get out of here tonight.
A huge thanks to Kenny Hoffman Racing. And we're more of a sprint car team, but just we've been showing a lot of speed over there thanks to Colin Bocus over at Bocus Built Sprints and Fusion Setup Shop. So big thanks to everything they do for me, and our team sponsors, Aces Up Sim Sports, KSMS Media, Judic Sim Designs if you need a wrap, JPR, Casey Simon Cinematography, Victory Fuel, and then got the Howie Racing engine under the hood for this one tonight. It's definitely helped me out with the speed there, and the Frocker chassis has been going real good. So, and thank you, Roger, for putting the race on in the broadcast. We all appreciate it.
All right, man. Thanks for being here. Don't forget to tell the boys to come next Monday for King of the Wing. It's sprint cars all night long.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Roger.
That is your third place finisher, Connor Dudek. And now we'll move on and talk to the driver of the 33 car. He led this thing early. In fact, he led the first 26 laps. And it looked like maybe in the middle of the car kind of faded. The track changed, and he kind of had to catch up a little bit. But Ben Jolly still going to come home second. Tell me a little bit about the middle of the race. Was it just conservation, or were you trying to figure out how the track changed?
No, I was just trying to save my tires because I knew Dalton was going to be fast at the end because I saw him dropping back. So I kind of figured he was saving his tires. So I figured I'd drop back a little bit and save mine so I could compete with him at the end there. I knew he was going to be fast and come through the field, so I just kind of conserved all my parts on my car and just sent it.
Yeah, it looked like the track changed quite a bit, and I asked Connor, and he said, man, it just got worse and worse as it went on. Those bumps just started getting bigger and bigger and longer, and the car would just never really settle down. A lot more challenging, or is it kind of more fun to race like that?
No, it's definitely a lot more challenging. Like you said, those bumps kept getting bigger and bigger because once you hit those bumps, the car just gets tight and wants to push all the way up. So you kind of just got to keep turning left and hope your car grabs at some point because the car usually doesn't roll over like it does. So you just got to make sure the car grabs and just goes.
Yeah, it looked like you had several challengers there, and then you kind of got back in around 3rd, 4th, 5th place, and it was kind of a little bit of a madhouse. A lot of guys throwing sliders, a lot of guys right on top, right on the bottom. Were you just really just trying to stay in conservation mode and just stay there at that point, or were you like, man, I got to get away from these guys?
No, I was just staying there and letting all those guys battle it out because I knew they were going to burn up the tires faster than me, and I was going to be better at them at the end. So I just kind of let them do their thing and me do my thing in the back.
Well, another fantastic point tonight, my friend. Looks like you're going to stay in touch with that guy, but at some point you're going to have to start putting the 33 ahead of the 82 if you're going to catch him.
Oh yeah, Dalton's definitely fast. I mean, I gotta start racking up these wins and make him his brother win instead of him. So I need his brother to come back on.
All right, man. Well, give me some shout-outs, some thank yous. We'll let you get out of here tonight. I'm sure you're exhausted.
Yeah, I'm tired. I gotta thank everyone at Public Enemy Setups, Landscape Innovators, Caratal Squash, Bicknell Racing Products, Social Lettering, and you guys for hosting and putting up these shows.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Congrats on the run. I'll look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks when the big blocks come back.
Yep, thank you.
That is your second place finisher, Benton Jolly. And now, guy just spends as much time up here on Monday night as I do, I think. But he just keeps winning tonight. Dalton, you're going to pick up special prizes, but you started 5th. How long did you say before you decided it was time to cut the horses loose?
Honestly, I didn't know if we were actually even going to get a caution. You know, we got a good group of guys. Not many came in the night. Big track, a lot of laps. I really didn't think there was going to be much of a caution, so I saved probably 35, 40 laps, and then I tried to keep pace with the top 5. You know, I didn't want them getting out ahead of me and then not having a caution and maybe kind of screwed in the win, but I was kind of keeping enough distance in case something were to happen. We were there. But luckily the strategy played out perfect. I really couldn't complain at all. The race literally went my way 100%. So.
Well, I asked all the other guys so far. I asked you too, man. It looked like the car never really got a chance to actually settle down and be still underneath you guys. Pretty much most of the feature, a lot of bumps. Was it as bumpy in the car as it looked from outside?
Yeah, I'd say. Personally, I set my car up a little different so I could kind of avoid that. But in car, not too bad, but you can definitely tell it was there. Went with the lowest gear possible, so you weren't spinning in those ruts, you know, that you were hitting when you come down off the, you know, when your suspension decreases and whatnot. But just kind of that mid cut down underneath the slick bumps was working out. You know, you kind of avoid those. I don't know, man. I didn't really know where to run being out front. I mean, obviously you can't tell where everybody else is running, so I was just kind of, I was pulling away from Ben and Connor there, but doing the line I was doing, so I figured that was good enough, you know. So.
Well, looked like you kind of got in the pack back there. A whole lot of racing going on. You kept the car pretty clean. Once you got to the front, you just kind of started driving away. Then we got a caution. Were you a little concerned a couple of these guys might have saved enough to come up there and give you a little bit of a challenge those last couple short restarts?
I knew a couple of people were saving. I figured Garrett was. But I think personally I saved enough to where I could still have been competitive. Like, I still felt great, but there's always that worry in the back of your head.
All right, man. Well, you win the big prize. Midwest Barbecue Equipment is giving away the big spice pack for you. So what we need you to do is get me your mailing information so we can get them to ship that out to you. But before we do all that, shout-outs, thank yous, before we pop the cork on the big bottle.
Yeah, man, I got to thank all my guys at Full Throttle Motorsports, Gunner Swan Sweet Shop, Do Pro Performance, GripHack.com, Dean at Super Dirt Car Series, my brother at DJ Sim Shop, Justin Jim Steakhouse, and you for taking your time on your night, Roger. Thanks, man.
All right, man. Congrats on another win in the series, and you have got an absolute stranglehold on the points. These guys are going to have to start winning and hoping you have less than top 5 finishes for a couple weeks. So this thing is going to be a runaway at the end, my friend.
That's what we're hoping for, man. You know, it's always nice to win something like this, and especially get some prizes along the way. That's the main focus. But, you know, however it plays out, it plays out. Couldn't be happier either way, man.
Well, see, if you win this one, now you can kind of one-up your brother, because not only are you going to get the stakes if you win the championship, but you got the rub to go on them.
I know. I got to take a picture and send it to him, huh? If I win.
You got to take a picture and send it to us is what you got to do, my friend.
Oh, yeah. I'll send you a video. I'll send you a POV. All right?
All right. That'll work, my friend. Congrats on the win. I'll see you in 2 weeks when the big blocks come back to action.
All right, Raj. Thanks, man.
Dalton DeWert wins. Again, he is just annihilating these guys on points. Well, you know what? That's what we want to see. We want to see somebody that comes in and raises the bar, because that'll make it next season when he comes back to defend. Everybody's going to put the target on the 82, try to make themselves better. So that's what we want. That is going to do it for us here tonight. A huge thank you to everybody that is involved. Jess and Jim Steakhouse, Rocket K Logistics, England Farms, Midwest Barbecue and Equipment, Scott King Designs, Edmund Trophy, Tim Sims. I'm sure I'm leaving somebody out of that list right now. That's all I can think of at the moment. but everybody that helps us put on this Monday night show, Schools of Sim Racing especially, because they give these guys the setups to come out here and start with. And, a lot of these guys are using them. The Full Throttle Motorsports guys don't, but a lot of the other guys do, and it helps them greatly. So big thank you to Tommy and the boys over there. I want to thank all of you for being here. Without you guys, there's no reason for us to do this. Without all the awesome leagues giving us fantastic racing, like you just saw, there's nothing for us to cover. So pats on the back and high fives to everybody. We'll be back tomorrow, Wednesday night this week, and then we'll kick it off again next Monday night. We will not be here on Sunday, unfortunately, but we will not be here on Sunday for the Midwest guys. But tune in, join us tomorrow, join us on Wednesday, say hi in the chat. Till we see you the next time, peace and love to everybody. Keep the rough